Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined right now by UNC Asheville head coach Nick McDevitt, as well as Bulldogs student-athletes Sam Hughes and Dwayne Sutton. We'll ask Coach McDevitt to please provide us with an opening statement, then we'll open questioning first for our student-athletes only. Coach.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate Villanova. They're a good basketball team, really good. I told our team before the game that I didn't think we had to play perfect to win the game, but we had to play really, really good, and close to perfect. And we didn't. And, again, hats off to them for the job they did. They really do a fantastic job of sharing the basketball. You look at 21 assists on 33 made baskets. That's a great percentage. So anytime a team shares the ball like that and can spread you out by the way they shoot it and good enough to put the ball on the deck and get by you, makes them difficult to defend. And, certainly, again, hats off to us. Disappointed in the outcome of the game today, but very proud of our team for the season we had.
Thank you, Coach. We'll begin with questions for the student-athletes only at this time. So questions for Sam or Dwayne. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We have one up in the front. We're going to bring the microphone in your direction. And again, please name and media outlet first, then your question.
Luke Notestein, WLOS in Asheville. Sam, not the result you guys wanted today, but when you think about this season as a whole, how proud are you guys of what you accomplished in getting here to the NCAA tournament?
It means a lot to us. One of our goals in the beginning of the season was to win conference, and that's one of the things that we did. So we're really happy about that. We're happy to be here. This is a great experience. It's not the outcome that we wanted, but it's still a day that we all will remember. So we all are happy about it, not happy about today, but happy about what we accomplished and look forward to the future.
Continuing with questions for the student-athletes from UNC Asheville. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We have one on the left side in the front.
Hi, Bob Burkhouse, Asheville Citizen Times. Guys, you've played two top 25 teams this year. Can you just make the comparison between this team and Texas A&M?
And we'll ask Sam to answer that first, followed by Dwayne.
Both teams are really good. Like you said, both teams top 25. We have long athletes. A lot of guys that just good with the ball. A lot of guys that's just bought into the system. And when you have a lot of guys that's disciplined and that share the ball and can shoot the ball, it's tough to match up against. So it's just difficult trying to adjust to playing against the size and things like that. So.
Texas A&M and Villanova have a lot of similarities, especially the size. They have some 7-footers down low, which we didn't have, but they have some players that bought into the system and share the ball and bought into the coaches' ways, and it's working for them.
Continuing with questions for the student-athletes from UNC Asheville. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll send a microphone attendant in your direction. Any further questions for Sam or Dwayne? Back up front to the right.
Sure. Luke again, WLOS. Dwayne, just kind of talk about what Villanova did defensively that kind of disrupted your guys' offense today.
Villanova kind of pressured us a lot more than we're accustomed to. Teams in our league don't usually press that much. They have long athletes at every position, which kind of threw us off. But the outcome wasn't what we wanted. We could have played a lot better, but credit to Villanova for pressuring us, making us a little bit uncomfortable. But, Villanova's a great team, and I look forward to watching them play.
Next questions to the right of the aisle. Len.
Len Robbins, New York Post. For both players, Dwayne, if you could start. It was a 2-point game. There was a timeout. Their head coach was warned to stay in the box. And they came out, and I think they went on like a 14-4 run, a 14-2 run. What did you see different about Villanova in those final few minutes of the first half? Dwayne first, and then Sam, please.
Dwayne first, and then Sam, as requested.
Villanova cranked it up the last 3 minutes. They started pressuring us and got some turnovers, which led to easy threes by Ryan in the final minutes. And that kind of led to some momentum going into halftime. And they came out clicking on all cylinders in the second half and just kind of threw us off.
And Sam.
We kind of went on a run right before that segment happened. I guess it was just them trying to answer. They tried to hike the energy up a little bit, and it was our job to do the same. And I guess we just didn't come with it at that moment.
We have another question in the back to the right.
Andrew Rosario, New York Beacon. Gentlemen, you guys have a relatively young roster. So what can we expect from you guys for next year, and what are you looking forward to?
Let's go with Sam first and then Dwayne.
Well, I'm one of the guys that's not young on that roster. I'll be gone next year. But a lot of the guys are younger. They came in and they picked up really quick. Dwayne being one of them, Dylan as well. And I just wish the best for them. I think as long as they stick together and continue to work hard and get the new guys that's coming in, embedded into the system and get them going, they'll be right back here again next year.
Yeah, I think we can come back next year. We got a young team willing to learn. Probably take a few days off and get back to work. But yeah, it's been a great season for us. I came in not really experienced, but my coaches instilled some confidence in me, and it kind of worked. And I'm just happy to be here next year. Hopefully I'll be back here.
We're looking for a final question for the student athletes from UNC Asheville, if there is one. Right back up front, to the right.
Guys, when you think about from the beginning of the season until now and just the things you guys accomplished, how much did this team improve from the beginning of the year until now?
And we'll start with our senior, Sam.
Like I just said, yeah, with 4 or 5 freshmen coming in, we were kind of raw in the beginning of the season. But, with the work that the coaches give us day in and day out, the guys became, blossomed into great players. So I think we've come a long way. To have so many young guys and to take the conference like we did and be here today, I think it says a lot.
And Dwayne.
Oh, yeah, coming in, we didn't really have a face of the program. We wanted the first few games, we didn't really have the defense that we wanted. And then after midway through the season, we started picking up defense, and that became our thing. And that kind of worked, and hopefully it'll work next year.
We'd like to thank Sam and Dwayne for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the locker room right now and join their teammates for the next 20 minutes of open locker room session. Thank you very much, guys. If you have a question for Coach McDevitt, please raise your hand. We'll send the microphone in your direction. First question for the coach from UNC Asheville. We have one on the left, all the way in the front.
Nick, Bob Burkhouse with the Asheville Citizen Times. Nick, their big guy had played 45 or 46 minutes total in the Big East. He had a big game today. I mean, how much did you game plan for him?
Yeah, we knew he was a load, and he's really good. And you look at, I think the extra day, I saw some of the quotes from their coaching staff and things like that extra day of playing on Friday, Sunday, as opposed to Thursday, Saturday, was going to be big for him. And he looked like it. He was really good, really efficient, 17 and 10 on 9 shots. We just didn't have a whole lot for him down there. Early, I thought we kept him off balance. We were, in terms of showing him different looks, from doubling down from our guards to digging hard from our guards. Our posts were trying to do a nice job of playing behind and trying to side front him, giving him different looks. He looked uncomfortable for a while, but like all great players, he recognized what we were doing and had a heck of a game.
Next question is to the right of the aisle. Len.
Len Robbins, New York Post. Nick, as a coach, you understand how great it is to make it into this thing, how hard it is to make it into this thing. For the last 3 or 4 years, all Villanova's heard is that you can't get to the Sweet 16. Can you wrap your head around that, what it must be like to hear that day in and day out?
Difficult. I think they played like a team that probably tired of hearing it, for one, for the upperclassmen. But you also have a lot of players in their locker room that are significant contributors for them that haven't been there for that. They've heard about it, but that happened for the Villanova program, but not them. And so for them, you look at Brunson's and Bridges and those kind of guys that are freshmen that are significant contributors for them. So, I think probably the upperclassmen are tired of hearing it, but I thought looking at some of Coach Wright's comments, they kind of addressed it head on early, as far back as last year. Looking at some of his comments, we haven't made it out of the first weekend, and as soon as the NC State game was over last year, they started addressing it, and I thought they looked awfully comfortable out there today.
Continuing with questions for Coach McDevitt on the right toward the back. Lloyd.
Thank you. Lloyd Carroll, Queens Chronicle. Nick, I've been in Asheville, beautiful city, but I'm curious about recruiting. There's so many well-known colleges, basketball colleges in North Carolina.
A lot.
I was going to say, how difficult has that been? It's also kind of hard to get to Asheville, and you're not far from the University of Tennessee. So I'm just kind of curious, Has that been a battle, just being here? Do you think that will make your life a little easier down the road?
I hope it does. Fortunately, we're excited about the men that are coming in next year to join our program. But it is difficult because you look at leagues like ours. There are two very like leagues around us in the Atlantic Sun and the Southern Conference. So a lot of Big South, Southern Conference, and A-Sun programs going after the same guys. You can kind of head to some other areas of the country where perhaps there aren't leagues like ours. They're only the high major leagues or kind of the mid-major plus guys. And schools like ourselves can go into those kind of areas and certainly still players. But at the same time, we want to continue doing a good job of recruiting our area and playing in the NCAA tournament in New York City certainly has to help.
Continuing with questions for Coach McDevitt, if there are any, just raise your hand. Final question up front.
Hey, Coach. Luke again, WLOS. I asked the players this, and Sam, from the beginning of the season till now, these guys really improved a lot, and you guys proved that throughout the year. When you kind of think back to the whole year, how proud are you of what this team has been able to accomplish getting here?
Yeah, I addressed the team as soon as the game was over, kind of touching on that. We're certainly disappointed in the outcome of the game. But to start the season with a lot of freshmen, not knowing, we really didn't even know who might start, who might play, how we were going to play, who was going to step up. Will Weeks, gentleman that played a lot tonight for us, has been out really for almost 2 years with a knee injury. So you add him. John Cannon's eligible as a transfer. So we were looking at, we've got so many newcomers. We were picked to finish 7th in our league. So to be able to win our league with 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores starting, takes a lot of toughness, sticking together. Early you face teams like Tennessee and Georgetown and A&M with a bunch of rookies. That can be tough. But even through the tough times, they stuck together, fought through those kinds of things, and here we are. Glad, happy of where we are right now, but really looking forward to the future as well with this team.
Any final questions for Coach McDevitt? All right, Coach, we'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Congratulate UNC Asheville on a terrific season.
Thank you.